that you are getting bored of her or the situation. Some women will want to show you indifference and that they don't care, showing you that rejection. This is where you can realize whether or not that girl really feels for you. If that happens to you, congratulations, Stoic, you achieved the goal of making that woman have reciprocal feelings with you. If, on the other hand, this has not been the case, my advice is not to close yourself off from a woman like that. Have you ever stopped to wonder what truly happens when you stop chasing a woman and let go of the need to be with her? Many men persist in pursuing a woman, even when she continuously turns them down. We convince ourselves that we love her, that we need her in our lives at all costs. But in reality, this only complicates things further until we finally choose to step back. When you stop showing interest, something fascinating unfolds. Your entire mindset shifts. Stay tuned until the end of this video to discover how women really react when you completely withdraw your attention. Trust me, what you'll learn may surprise you. The first reaction? Confusion. When you decide to withdraw your attention from a woman, one of the first things you'll likely notice is confusion on her part. This confusion can actually work in your favor, becoming a powerful tool in understanding her true feelings. If she is genuinely attracted to or interested in you, this sudden shift will cause her to take action to restore the dynamic you both once shared. Women are naturally drawn to attention, and when it's unexpectedly removed, it sends a signal that something has changed. This disruption in her emotional routine might make her rethink her feelings about you and question whether she took your presence for granted. As a result, her interest and effort towards you often intensify. This is where you need to pay close attention. Observe how she responds to your absence. If she starts to reach out more frequently or makes an effort to reconnect, it's a clear indication that your withdrawal made her realize your value. She might begin initiating conversations, trying to spend more time with you, or even go out of her way to show affection she may not have displayed before. Her actions are telling you that she recognizes your worth and is willing to work harder to keep you in her life. On the flip side, if she remains indifferent to your absence, this is a major red flag. Her lack of concern is a sign that she was never fully invested in the relationship or saw you as someone worth keeping around. In this case, pulling back was the right choice, as it prevents you from wasting any more time and emotional energy on someone who doesn't share your feelings or intentions. It's a tough realization, but one that will ultimately save you from chasing a one-sided relationship. It's important to remember that if a woman is already showing genuine interest, there's no need to play this game. Don't pull back unless it's truly necessary. Timing is critical in these situations. Pulling away when there's no need to do so can create unnecessary tension or confusion, but when done at the right moment, it shifts the balance and puts the ball in her court. She'll notice your change in attitude immediately, and if she cares, she'll work to get back on your good side. However, proceed with caution if you've made the decision to step back and see how she responds. One of the biggest mistakes men make is giving attention too soon after pulling away. If you fall back into old patterns too quickly, she'll feel like she's gotten exactly what she wanted, your attention, and may return to her old behavior. This can lead to a toxic cycle where she pulls you in and pushes you away at her convenience, playing manipulative games plain to feed her ego. In cases where this happens, no amount of strategy will work. The only solution is to walk away entirely. If a woman is only interested in the chase and not in a genuine connection, it's a sign that she's using your attention to boost her own self-worth, rather than investing in a real relationship. When this becomes apparent, it's in your best interest to let go and move on. By doing so, you save yourself from a lot of unnecessary heartache, frustration, and wasted effort. Additionally, when a woman realizes you've pulled away and you're no longer showering her with attention, she may start to doubt herself. Her mind will race with questions: did I do something wrong? Is he seeing someone else? These thoughts can trigger a fear of losing you, and in some cases, she might even worry that you've grown tired of her. This fear can prompt her to make more of an effort to regain your interest, leading her to reevaluate her behavior and possibly even change the way she interacts with you. But don't be fooled by temporary changes. If her efforts are genuine, she will continue to show interest over time, valuing your presence and attention. However, if she only changes her behavior briefly and then reverts to old habits as soon as she feels she's regained your attention, it's clear that her feelings were never sincere. She was more interested in the thrill of the chase than in building a meaningful connection. In the end, it all comes down to recognizing the difference between someone who is genuinely interested in you and someone who is merely feeding their ego with your attention. Learning to identify these signals early on will save you from wasting time on relationships that aren't fulfilling. If a woman doesn't appreciate or value what you bring to the table, it's best to walk away and focus on finding someone who does. Embrace the wisdom of stoicism here. Don't cling to situations or people you can't control. If things are meant to happen, they will. And if they're not, take it as a valuable lesson and move on. By walking away from someone who doesn't value you, you open yourself up to new opportunities and relationships that are far more rewarding. Remember, there are plenty of people out there who will appreciate you for who you are, so don't let one person's indifference dictate your self-worth. In the end, strive for relationships that are mutually rewarding, where both parties genuinely care for and appreciate one another. If this video gave you some insight, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay stoic, stay true to yourself, and always prioritize your own self-respect. The next thing you'll notice is that she will start to doubt herself. When she senses that you're pulling away, and the attention she once took for granted is no longer there, her mind will go into a frenzy. Suddenly, she will begin to overanalyze every aspect of your relationship, questioning her own actions, wondering if she's done something to push you away. Doubts will creep into her thoughts, forcing her to confront the possibility that maybe her behavior wasn't as considerate as it should have been. This internal reflection often spirals into a more significant worry. What if you've started seeing someone else? What if you're already moving on? These uncertainties will stir within her a deep-seated fear of losing you. It's this fear that will compel her to take action, because for many women, the idea of losing someone's attention, especially someone they realize they value, is unnerving. Suddenly, you're no longer just an option, you're someone who could potentially slip through her fingers. And that realization is powerful. Fear has a way of pushing people to act in ways they didn't expect. And this is when you'll truly start to see her reaction unfold. In many cases, women may initially pretend to brush it off, acting like they don't care. As a defense mechanism, they might try to maintain an air of indifference, showing subtle or even overt signs of rejection to appear unaffected. This is their way of playing it cool, masking the inner turmoil caused by your sudden detachment. This is where the game of emotional chess begins, and you must pay close attention. It's during these moments of feigned disinterest that her true feelings will begin to emerge. If she genuinely cares about you, her behavior will shift. The pretense of indifference will fade, and she'll start to make more of an effort to regain your attention. She might initiate contact more frequently, show a renewed interest in your life, or make subtle changes in how she treats you. It becomes clear that she recognizes your value and is no longer taking you for granted. When you notice this reciprocity, congratulations. You've successfully disrupted the dynamic in a way that forces her to reconsider her feelings and take proactive steps to keep you in her life. However, the story doesn't always end this way. If, after pulling back, she continues to show little interest or reverts to her old patterns once she gets your attention back, it's a clear sign that she was never fully invested in the relationship to begin with. She may simply be someone who enjoys the thrill of the chase, feeding off the attention you give her without having any genuine emotional attachment. In this case, it's time to recognize the reality of the situation and move on. Don't let your self-worth be defined by one person's lack of interest. There are countless women in the world who would appreciate your attention and reciprocate it in a meaningful way. Don't allow your world to crumble over someone who doesn't value you. The moment you can detach from this one-sided pursuit, you'll find freedom and open yourself up to opportunities with women who are genuinely interested in you, who won't need to be chased or convinced of your worth. Stay strong, be mindful, and remember you deserve a relationship built on mutual respect and care. It's important to recognize when someone is only feeding their ego with your interest versus someone who genuinely cares about you. This is where you must channel the core principles of Stoicism, embracing emotional discipline and self-awareness. Don't hold on to things that are beyond your control. Trying to force someone to care, to reciprocate feelings, or to meet your expectations will only lead to frustration and disappointment. If a relationship is meant to flourish, it will happen naturally, without manipulation or excessive effort on your part. If it doesn't, take it as a valuable lesson, a chance to grow and refine your understanding of yourself and others. Instead of fixating on someone who doesn't appreciate your worth, shift the focus inward. Concentrate on your own growth, your passions, and your personal goals. Cultivate the mindset of a stoic one who isn't shaken by external events but finds peace and strength within. By walking away from someone who fails to see your value, You create space for better things to enter your life. You'll open the door to new relationships with people who truly appreciate you for who you are and who will contribute to your happiness rather than drain your emotional energy. Recognizing when someone is merely feeding their ego versus when they genuinely care is essential to protecting your heart and your time. There are subtle signs, whether it's a lack of reciprocity, inconsistent communication, or an unwillingness to make an effort. Pay attention to these signs and don't make excuses for someone who isn't showing you the respect and affection you deserve. Acting decisively in such situations is not only a reflection of your self-worth, but a key step toward finding relationships that are enriching and mutually fulfilling. Ultimately, the goal is to cultivate relationships that offer real connection, support, and respect. These relationships are built on equality, where both parties contribute meaningfully to each other's lives. Avoid chasing superficial validation or staying in situations that make you feel undervalued. Instead, aim for bonds that are balanced and bring joy and growth to your life. Practicing Stoic philosophy in love and life, finding peace from within. When you stop looking for a woman and practice letting go, you're embracing one of the key lessons of Stoicism, focusing on what you can control and releasing attachment to outcomes. In life, as in relationships, we often chase after what we want, thinking that our happiness depends on someone else's attention or approval. But true contentment comes from within, not from external validation. By applying Stoic principles, you train yourself to find peace in your own actions and thoughts. You understand that you cannot control how others feel or react, but you can control how you respond. Letting go of the need to chase someone allows you to focus on becoming the best version of yourself, emotionally resilient, confident, and self-reliant. Instead of obsessing over someone's affection, use that energy to build your character, pursue your passions, and strengthen your inner peace. The more you embody these Stoic virtues, the more naturally you attract people who align with your values and appreciate you for who you are. Stoicism teaches that by mastering yourself, you gain freedom from the anxiety of seeking approval or attention from others, ultimately leading to deeper, more meaningful connections. If this message resonated with you, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. We'd love to hear about your own experiences. Share them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insights on navigating relationships with strength and wisdom. As always, remember to stay stoic, trust yourself, and above all, love yourself first. That is the foundation for everything else.